Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Rachel Reeves literally is at a loss. She has no idea what to do. Everything she does is going wrong. And now she's looking at a March announcement of more tax rises because that's all she's got. It's all she understands because the woman is as thick as a ham sandwich. Every time she recognises, oh, we need to raise taxes to pay for the black hole, and then she raises taxes, then the tax take isn't as big as she thought it was going to be. And she's no more gone, oh, I better have some more tax to fill that gap, and then she does that. And then there's another expense that's come along. Oh, I better have some more taxes. And then, of course, what happens then? It's gone tipping point. Businesses start shrinking. And so the tax take shrinks and goes, oh my God, it's falling again. I must tax some more to fill that even bigger gap. And then there's another expense that she's got to find. And basically, she's the little boy sticking a finger in a dike, only she's run out of fingers, run out of toes, and she hasn't got anything else to fill it because she is the first female chancellor. And hasn't got 21 ways of filling dikes. But it just keeps getting worse. And yet again, figures show tax takes are going to crash. The number of companies that are getting rid of staff is into the tens of thousands now. We did the report yesterday, just about every pharmacy in Britain is going to close and either close down or it's going to lessen its hours, paying less. And so, again, less tax coming in. It's just an unending pile of shit for the woman because she's so out of her depth and doesn't understand how to grow an economy, doesn't understand how lower taxes mean a bigger tax take and so forth. But it is all of her own making. Every single thing is her own making. There is not one policy she's done that she can blame on anyone else. And still it gets worse. And of course, the big thing is, as that happens, people find that they don't have any spare income. There's no savings. People are afraid to, say, move home, which means solicitors, estate agents, they all lose. They all send people out. The likes of B&Q, they're not selling as much because people haven't got new houses that they want to do up. Carpet manufacturers, furniture salesmen, all these places will close. All this big sort of property and the sort of secondary, third, and fourth aspects of property moving, they'll all die because people aren't moving. New houses, there won't be money in the construction industry, because people can't afford to buy and move into them. So the construction industry will die. So up in smoke goes the 1.5 million houses that the Growler wants. And of course, then you're losing, with all those purchases, you're losing all the stamp duty. It is a horrendous implosion of tax. I reckon, and just, and as someone who knows, someone who's aware, I'm going to give a guess that tax revenues will fall anywhere between 10 and 15%, possibly even a little bit more over the next couple of years. And at the same time, of course, expenses will rise because there are going to be so many people unemployed. So the benefits bill will go up through the roof as well. And then, of course, you've got all those people that will then be adversely affected. Their health will be affected. So the strain on the NHS will increase. Yeah, genius, isn't it? This is what happens when you lie on a CV and other people believe you rather than telling the truth. And there's no way out for her. There's no way back. There is nothing now, literally nothing now, she can do that will turn this around. Borrowing is the highest it's ever been. The cost of those borrowings are rising. The pound is falling, so everything we buy in is going hideously expensive. And once that starts hitting, you're going to find the inflation in this country will go up quite significantly. I wouldn't be surprised to see back up maybe 8, 9, 10% before too long. That will mean that interest rates have to go up, which means anyone who's still got a job will find that, the cost of living goes up through the roof as well. It's how to destroy an economy and a country in 7 months. Here is how you do it. Marxism. Every single time. Now, she's been running around like a headless chicken, looking at regulations, speaking to the regulators, going, what can we do? What can we do? We need to get growth. Have you considered resigning? No. She's been with the banks. The banks saying, no, we can't help you. Everything you've done is the complete antithesis of growth. And she won't reverse anything. Of course not. Too stubborn and too arrogant to say, oh, I got it wrong, because these people always are. Never, ever will they admit that they're wrong. And so it remains. Crash and burn. The destruction of Britain is almost complete. You've got the Department of Department of Health deeply worried, Social Security deeply worried. Angela Rayner knows full well that, like I mentioned earlier, those 1.5 million houses just ain't going to happen. Meanwhile, the borders are still porous and people are pouring in. Nowhere to go, no jobs for them. Industry is struggling. We've still got the highest energy costs anywhere in the world now, and not coming down despite having the genius of Ed Miliband, the man who's going to revolutionise our energy system. Well, he has, isn't he? He has turned it all around, but not in a good way. It's crashing and burning. Our infrastructure is falling apart. Man hasn't got a clue as well. This is another one. Man with no experience, never had a job, put in charge of something like that. What a donkey he really is. It is Fred Carno's circus, isn't it? It's almost as though it's deliberate. Well, of course, it absolutely is. And of course, as well, you're going to have a whole generation now coming up because of the rules on employment. You're going to have a whole generation coming up that just will never get a job because no employer is going to take on a school leaver and go, well, I don't need work history. I don't want to take the risk of giving you full rights day one. Jobs are good. And of course, that, just as an aside, will also affect Rayner and her houses as well, because a lot of times you're going to need apprenticeships. Why would you offer apprenticeships? Because under this new Employment Rights Act, you have to pay apprentices top wages day one. They know nothing. The genius. If ever there's an example anywhere in the world of why socialism destroys everything, Britain 2025 is it. And there is no way back. With all those billionaires and millionaires and even people only worth $500,000 skipping town, taking their cash with them, they're not going to come back just because, say, the Tories or Reform come in next time. They're going to sit there and go, no. And who can blame them? Thanks very much. Let me know what you think in the comments, but I suspect it's not going to be good. Cheers. Bye.